There's even a Tiger King reference. When Sator goes, a tiger needs to be admired.
Jesus.
Welcome back to Athan in Action for this special year-end review of 2020. I'm joined here by
Peter.
And today we're going to talk about the best of 2020.
Can you really say that? Best?
The best.
Just forced it in there.
The absolute best.
What a year.
I know we missed out on Bond. What else?
All the Marvel
Widow,
stuff, basically.
Bond.
Yeah. A lot of stuff we were looking forward to, especially Bond, man.
That was a big one.
That was a huge one.
I know, because of our boy, Cary Fukunaga.
Oh, yeah.
Our boy. Our boy.
Love that guy.
Even though he's half of us, but he's our boy.
Half of us.
Half Asian. Love that guy.
Vietnamese or
Okay. I narrowed it down to top 5 best action movies of 2020.
Nice.
Slim pickings, I know, but do it what you got, you know?
All right. Some of these movies might be like 2 out of 5s, but all right.
Yes, sir. And remember, they're action movies. They're not dramas.
Yeah. Strictly speaking action here.
And I didn't watch.
That's a whole different list.
I did not watch all the movies of 2020.
Definitely not.
So this is really just the best of what we saw.
Top 5 of what I've seen.
Just keep in mind, action of what we saw, and plenty of movies way better than the ones we're talking about of 2020.
So many rules.
So, do you want to start? What's your number 5?
All right. Number 5 for me is Old Guard from a Netflix original movie. I quite enjoyed this movie, actually. I like the premise of it. I know it's kind of based on a comic book and everything like that. I don't know anything about the comic series or anything like that. But potentially, I could see some really interesting places where it could go. Loved Charlize in like a super physical kind of role. So seems like that's all she's been doing lately. And she's like total badass.
She looked better in the Old Guard, action-wise, than any other movie.
Mm-hmm. Did you actually watch this?
I did. I saw the whole thing.
Okay.
It didn't make my list, though, but I did watch it.
Yeah.
I did thoroughly enjoy that, though.
I just more enjoyed kind of the team aspects and their dynamic and their chemistry together.
It was like a 90s action movie where you shut your brain off and watch and say, either good or either bad. Number 5 for me, only because it was released in January 10th of 2020. 1917.
Oh, man. I did not even think of that as being a 2020 movie.
It's a 2020. Yeah. I'll admit, I didn't really care much for the story or the characters, but the spectacle of how they completed this quote-unquote oneer.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Has to be admired, has to be respected, and it has to make this list.
Do you have like a favorite sequence from the movie that's something that kind of stands out in your mind when you think of that movie?
There is a favorite sequence for me. It's not an action scene. It's actually a lighting scene. Like in the ruins of the towns where the lights keep changing because of the fireballs.
Where also the one character is kind of like running through as the fireballs are like dropping. Yeah, okay. Yeah.
So for me, it wasn't the action of that. It was just, wow, the spectacle. It was like watching a theater play.
Yeah.
Thank goodness for Roger Deakins.
Yeah. Man, I didn't even think of it. I totally forgot this was like actually a 2020 movie because I really thought it was the last year.
Technically, it was 2019.
Because it was nominated for last year's Oscars. So that's in my mind. That's
Plus, it was released in UK in 2019, a little bit earlier, but we got it in 2020.
Okay.
So I'm going by Canadian rules.
All right.
Top 5 best action movies
technicality
of Canada.
All right. Number 4 for me goes to Birds of Prey.
Okay.
I really enjoyed the action in this movie. And that's really all I can say about it is that I really enjoyed the action sequences.
Yeah, you told me it was weird.
Yeah, I couldn't get into the story. I didn't like the narrative and how it kind of like jumped all over the place. I know that's what they were kind of going for with like Harley, like with Harley's perspective of the story and everything like that, and how her brain kind of works. I couldn't get into Ewan McGregor because even though I love Ewan McGregor and
my favorite actor.
He had so much potential as Black Mask. I couldn't get into that character.
He played it super campy.
Yeah, I just couldn't get into that. But the action and Chad Stahelski helping out with all the action direction and everything like that. So
I expected Black Max to be more serious, but I was okay with Ewan McGregor's portrayal. He just really went for it.
yeah, I get it. Like in this movie, it makes sense to go for it. I couldn't get into it overall, but yeah,
All right.
it is what it is.
Number 4 for me, Tenet.
Oh, at 4. Whoa, big surprise.
Well, wait till you hear what the other ones are, right? But Tenet for me is the perfect 2020 movie if you really break it down.
Not perfect enough.
The perfect 2020 movie if you really break it down. Black protagonist. Part of the BLM movement.
Okay.
Everybody's wearing masks when they're inverted. COVID-19, we all wear masks.
I see your narrative.
There's even a Tiger King reference. When Sator goes, a tiger needs to be admired.
Jesus.
You don't negotiate with a tiger. You admire a tiger until he turns on you and you feel its true fucking nature!
The best 2020 themed movie, but not the best movie nor action movie.
All right. Well done. Okay. Number 3 is Bad Boys for Life.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's actually my number 3 too.
Is it? Nice.
So we
nice.
can talk about it.
Yes.
Numero 3.
So I had like really low expectations going into this movie. I was just gonna watch it. It's one of those like, we have nothing else to do. Let's just watch it on a Saturday night.
Exactly.
Go out to the theaters because we could still go out to the theaters at this time.
January, February.
But man, this totally surprised me. It kind of like redeemed the characters in my eyes because I hated the two characters from Bad Boys 2 and the Michael Bay of it all.
Yeah, they were just dicks in part 2.
Yeah, absolute dicks. There was like emotional aspects in this movie where I kind of like I felt it. I connected with that.
They gave him the backstory, Michael Lowry.
Yeah, and spoiler alert. I kind of like the character of Will Son, or just I liked how kind of badass he was. Like that introductory scene of him, or one of the introductory scenes where like he takes down that gang in the docks. I was like, whoa, that kind of.
I liked how it's technically a remake of Gemini Man.
Is it?
No,
yeah. Okay.
But his son is trying to kill him.
Hey, is Gemini Man 2020?
No, it's 29.
Okay.
No.
Well, it's not like it would have made my list, but.
But yeah, when I remember watching that, leaving the theater, I'm like, oh, they remade Gemini Man. That's great.
Sure you did.
There's like a motorcycle chase, a foot chase. His son, he's fighting himself.
Yeah.
And how he's like, I see myself in his eyes.
Yeah. I enjoyed the movie though, so yeah, number 3 for me.
If it had better action, this would have been number 1 for me.
Yeah, it didn't have the standout action moments for me either.
Didn't have the highway chase from 2 or the foot chase from 1.
That's true, yeah. But as an overall story, I really connected with it.
Best story in the Bad Boys series, I'd say.
Definitely.
But like I said,
how did you feel about that little team that they put together that kind of shows up in the finale? Do you like that?
I liked it.
Yeah.
I normally don't like things like that, like when they do it in Arrow or Flash.
Yeah. Sometimes it feels like a little forced.
Yeah.
This one kind of felt natural, but I actually liked the individual team members.
Well, you know why, right?
Why?
One of them is Asian.
Well, obviously, yeah.
The only reason why we like it.
Yeah, I'm a little biased with that. But
Only
the, like,
reason.
dumb Thor is kind of funny, too. So.
Oh, yeah. I really need to talk to my therapist. Okay. Number 2.
All right.
You want to go first?
All right, I'll go. So you had it at number 4. I have it at number 2, Tenet. I think this is probably Christopher Nolan's best action movie. As an overall story, though, like that, it kind of threw me for a loop where like I just need to watch this too many times. It's too many things where I'm thinking about.
Yeah.
Where like almost it's taking me out of the enjoyment of just experiencing the action sequences.
Part of the reason why I have it lower on my list
Mhm.
is that the overall package doesn't best the other ones I have above it.
Yep.
Such as the confusing plot, the fact that I didn't like it the first few times I watched it.
Yeah, I didn't either.
But, you know, for me, when it comes to pure spectacle movie, I would put Bad Boys for Life above that, just because the story was just better told. Because ultimately, yes, these are action movies, but it's all about the story too, right?
Yeah, for sure.
Okay, number 2 for me,
What is it?
The Hunt.
Oh man, this is one of the movies I missed.
The Hunt.
Yeah, I want to get your opinion on this.
I find it hilarious how the Republicans wanted to ban this movie because it's the Democrats hunting the Republicans.
Is that what it is?
That is the
yeah.
plot.
Is that the major kind of
That's major
controversy?
controversy.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: the Republicans are the good guys, and the Democrats are like morons.
But they don't understand that.
They don't get humor apparently.
No,
but
apparently not.
It's such satire, and it makes fun of both the left and the right equally, making them both look like morons.
That's good then. Yeah.
And that's why I had such a good time with the movie, especially considering how divided 2020 has been.
Yeah.
So it's nice to see a movie that just makes fun of everybody.
Nice.
It's like,
nice.
y'all dumb.
I gotta check this one out. Yeah. So like what's her name?
Betty Gilpin?
Betty Gilpin. So she's the main character in the movie, right? So
Yep.
How do you see her as like a leading lady? How do you find her? for that?
She's tremendous.
Man, because I think she's got so much potential. I really want to see her in like bigger roles and
She's got a swagger to her.
yeah, I want to see her in like a Marvel or
She probably
maybe
will
not
be.
DC, but like a Marvel.
She probably
movie.
should have been
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, in my opinion,
Yeah,
over Brie Larson.
that would have been good. Actually,
That would have been better.
Yeah. All right.
Next up, wait,
Number
what's your
one.
number two?
So number 2 was Tenet. So now I'm on number 1,
Oh, you're number one.
which I wonder if it's the same as you, but
It's gotta be.
for me, it's Extraction.
Of course.
Yep. It's everything I kind of want in an action movies nowadays. It's the 80s or 90s action that I grew up with in a modern day spin on it.
It kind of made action cool again.
Okay.
Because Wick did that, but then people kind of, it's that weird thing about Hollywood or just people who like movies in general. They don't want to like a movie because it's action.
Mm-hmm.
It's so stupid. It's like the big money makers are action movies.
Yeah.
Extraction is like, no, we're all about the action. That's where we're going to focus on.
Yeah.
This is our bread and butter.
Yeah.
It's one of those movies that the more you find out about it, the better it gets.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't know that Sam Hargrave was the one operating the cameras.
Okay. Yeah, man. Absolutely.
That does it for this episode. Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching. We'll be back shortly with the best action scenes of 2020. Probably in a few days. Just gotta edit it. Till then, later.